A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Ooh, welcome to the Commander Smiths.
We are the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Just a little fun fact there in the beginning. I'm sure if people are watching the intro, not the people listening, but everybody else got the echo because I was so flustered about getting everything ready that I forgot to mute things. And so it's just like, it probably sounded terrible. So I apologize to you guys on YouTubes that are watching. That's my bad. Yeah, this is episode 308. We got a special one for you. This is probably our most prepped episode in a long time.
Yeah, that was
I skipped
that was some work.
You remember today
you guys better like it.
You remember when I told you, all right, I'm gonna go do my workout and then I'll send you over my list. I never did my workout because we just both kept texting back and forth, and I was like, all right, now it's lunchtime, so I guess I better eat, and then maybe I'll work out later. I have
a feeling that this is going to be very similar to when you cook your kids like a really nice meal, and then they're going to be like, nah, I don't think so. That's what the listeners are going to be like. They're like, I don't know about this episode, guys. Maybe you should try it less. Try less.
Maybe,
that might be your thing.
Go back to your not prepping, because that's you guys do so much better with that. Prepping is, I mean, okay, really quick. Lowry has just probably as much too, but not even that. You should see how it. This is the prep for that. That right there, all with the little green thingies there. That's the prep for this podcast. Oh, I almost showed you the Stump the Smith Savant there. So.
Oh, you know I can't read, so especially with that
little handwriting.
But it does definitely look like we're going to get some riots in the comment. Spoiler alert: Great Henge is not the best protection. We are going by color though as well, but it's still not there. Yep. It's not a protection spell.
Speaking of that, if people that are listening probably have no idea. Well, they know by the title, but what are we doing today, Larry? What is this episode?
Are doing top 5 protection. Well, maybe it's not top 5 anymore. That's what we called it up until about a half hour ago. That's our prep. It's no longer top 5 for every color, but we are taking every color and we're going to be talking about the best protection spells in it. And it could be 5, could be 6.
Maybe. Is there a 7 anymore? There is a 7.
Is there 7?
White. We remember I couldn't count.
Look, there's only so long that we can argue over what is in and what is out within a. This is why we don't do top lists.
Yeah, we changed it to
because
Fave 5.
We have very different opinions.
Yes, and trying to get us both to agree on the same ones. It's like, all right. I agree on 4 of those. But this one I don't agree with, and then I'm like, well, that's my favorite. Like that's blah blah blah. Well, I like this one, and
I don't like yours.
So yeah, so instead of when we get to white, that is where the compromise comes in, and we have 7 instead of the 5.
Right. That's how Fave 5 was
kind of started and
created.
I like that
because we didn't
better.
We used to spend like a half hour just trying to whittle down a list.
Oh man,
and I was like, how about we just do our own list, just smaller? Okay. And that has saved
so much time
over the 6 years. In a month, 6 years, we have saved literal hours.
Hours.
That is what we're doing. We do have Stump the Smith Savant today. Who is trying to stump? Who's the stumper?
Arch Chaos 15.
Nice.
And
who's the savanter?
You.
Oh yeah. Good luck.
You were trying to get me to say the card, weren't you?
No.
And you mentioned this as the prize is going to be the new Roaming Throne proxy that just came out in the last month's proxies.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Just saying, people, if you don't have Roaming Throne, you can check out our game from last week, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Well, you can talk about it now. We played on Thursday. Roaming Throne made its appearance in both games, I think. Made an appearance. I played at number 2s. Oh, good for you. Can you hit it?
Oh, good
Got it.
for you.
I'm there.
I played at number 2s last night, and it made the appearance to win the game, but it wasn't like I was already about to win. Oh, good for me again. But then I played that, and it really was just like,
good for you.
Then it went to scoops. You know, they're like, oh, yep, you got it.
Oh, good for you.
The double,
my finger in my mouth.
the double triggers on it is insane. So if you don't have that card, stop it. You know what you're gonna. You know what you're gonna get, Lowry?
Get the fuck out.
But yeah, Roaming Throne is probably one of the best cards out of the new set. So just saying that. And so this last week or last month's proxy is that guy. So this is the prize for whoever stumps you. So this is let me see, what week is it? This is round 28. And so again, every 3 weeks we'll add in another one. You got to 3 weeks last 2 weeks ago, and just got stumped before we added to the ante. So we got that going on.
Perfect timing.
Is there anything else? I mean, we saw each other this week. That was kind of cool. Seeing you in
Happy
person.
birthday, Grandma.
Yep, Grandma had a birthday. Do you remember how old she turned? I didn't even know what her.
88. Way to look at the candles. You didn't count them?
No, there was only 2 of them on there.
That's right. It was an 8 and an 8.
I was behind her, so it was backwards. I was waiting for you to think about that one. That doesn't work very well. So yeah, it was good. I actually didn't even talk to you much that whole time. It's funny because we get in person and we're like, well, we already talked to each other enough. We don't need to talk while
we don't talk to anybody else in the family. So
so we just
get that in.
We just got our chat in there. So yeah, but we did play some games last week. We got 2 Discord games in. You got to play which deck were you playing again?
Xavier Saul, my Planeswalker deck. It was I'd say it was like a turn slow / I made a couple of like mistakes on like play. So I couldn't change it much to make it better. I did like maybe a card or 2, but it might just be like my slower deck and just understanding that is what is going on.
So I was going to say, because I mentioned it to you when we were playing that, or before we played, that I played your deck because it was on Moxfield. So I was like, oh, I'm going to play test this. I think that deck has a similar complexability to Tom Bombadil. Probably not as crazy as anxiety ridden.
No, I don't think so.
But
yeah.
When I played it, having the decision of do I proliferate or do I populate, it was kind of interesting in how to play that out and like when to play your planeswalkers, which ones do you want to, proliferate if you had the creatures out, like, or whatever. So I think it's a tougher one. I don't think you give that to beginners. I think you really have to know what you're doing with that deck. It seems fun. Like it seems once you get to that point, and again, planeswalkers, it's hard to remove planeswalkers without the damage. You can't just be like,
right.
When it's your turn and you're doing your planeswalker stuff, we really can't do anything about it. So if you're able to go off, like you just go off, So
potentially, yes. And I would say your Hawkball Merfolk deck does what I very much expected to have happen.
Yeah,
the second game.
I haven't really built a deck that's just beat face, get big creatures and beat face. That's what it does. Like I played it at number 2s last night, and that's what it did. Like it all of a sudden the trigger, and once the counter triggers start going, once you get Roaming Throne or anything that doubles your Explorer triggers, you have little 3/3 Merfolk that turn into 9, 10, 10, 12, 12s
they
easily.
Get big.
And you're able to just filter through your deck really quick to, if you're wanting more lands, if you're wanting to get better creature. Like the cool thing is being able to leave it back on top. You're like, oh, that's definitely going to help. Because like that was the game I won, spoiler alert, on Thursday. You knew it was coming, but the the one where you pick a creature type and then bounce all the rest. That got shown, and you said, I knew that was coming at some point, and that was the game winner when it came out, or pretty close to it.
But it doesn't, I mean, when it's a spell like that, either you have the counter spell to stop it, or you just hope that you're overrunning you by that time.
Right.
And it just wasn't going to happen. And then in the first game, it's a cool game, and then Phyrexian Portal just kind of takes over. So when that comes out, if you're watching it,
just
you know how it's gonna end.
You can end the video there at that point. Yeah, once that comes out, and we still play for like another 45 minutes.
It was halfway. It came out at like the 45, 50-minute mark, and then we played for like hour 40. So
we should
hour 30, hour 40. It was rough.
Yeah,
rough going. Sometimes that happens. And that's what happens.
Yeah.
Hawkball with Roaming Throne is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Roaming Throne's just going to be good in it. If you have any commander, tribal commander thing that if it has triggers, that's the fantastic part about it. The fact that it becomes a part of your tribe, whatever you're playing. If you're playing Merfolk, now it's also a Merfolk. So it's just, it's a really great card. Anything else? So we had that. Oh, I guess, should we announce what we're going to be doing this week, or do we want to? That's not in the tags. We can
we could do that right now.
Okay, all right. Well, really quick, we did hit a milestone. I want to hit the milestone marker really quick. Actually, a couple weeks ago, I just keep forgetting to mention it. We did hit 200,000 downloads. Let's get that.
Oh, good for you.
We hit 200,000 downloads for just the audio part. So that's a huge milestone for us. Did that in under 6 years. That's pretty good. I mean, we're not, we're not those other huge, we're the underground channel, that's so.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. The underground. We're like, Office Space where everybody, it was like what is it? Cult following? I don't know if we have a cult following necessarily.
I don't think
we want to throw around the word cult, especially with
the
politics stuff that's going around. But yeah, we hit 200,000 downloads. So that's freaking fantastic. Congratulations, Lowry. Good job. You did it.
Congratulations, Adam.
What else? We have a shout out to give when we get to Stump, or do we just want to give that now? Stump. We'll wait till Stump.
Let's do it now.
Oh, all right.
No, Stump.
Stump. Okay. What were you going to say?
I thought we planned this.
Yeah, I
episode
know.
Out.
I don't know. That's what happens.
Hub account. No. I hit that like within a year.
Yeah.
Come on.
What are you talking about?
We could do.
You want to talk about it?
I don't care.
You want to talk about it? Go ahead.
Let's do. So potentially Friday.
Potentially.
We're gonna know Secret Lair.
Oh yeah. So let's hit that little guy. So not hello boobies.
Cats and dogs.
It's a secret. So potentially Friday.
Potentially Friday.
Here's my prediction.
The whole thing is released on Friday. We will be covering it live on the spot. Probably at night. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably
depends.
Not,
I don't know. Whenever that pops up. My prediction, and I said it to you before, is I think they reveal everything on Friday and it goes on sale on Monday. They have some spoilers that they've done over the last week. I think the last one we're going to see is Anointed Procession and the dog and cat token. And I think I bet you Monday is when it goes on sale. So
likely
Friday at some point, depends on schedules for us. We will probably be doing the Secret Lair. But for sure, what we're doing on Friday is...
So it might be a double up. Yeah. But we're definitely talking about merch.
Merch! Woo!
Swag?
Yeah. So we're going to do the store rollout on Friday. So well, actually, Larry, you don't have your mug with you, do you? Or is it on the shelf?
Yeah.
So this was a prototype, the orange one. The red one without the Kill the Smith thing on there is something that's going to be going up for sale. We have metal proxy tokens that have been a part of the proxies a couple months ago, but they are going to be metal ones. That one side's going to be the metal zombie token, and then the backside will have it's a double use. They'll have the kill him on the backside. And then we have T-shirts that'll be going up for sale. And what else? Is there anything? Oh, we do have the paper ones. I guess
we're doing the rollout now. Jeez.
Well,
why can't we just do an announcement to the announcement like Wizards does?
That's a good point. Well, because they aren't seeing what they are. That's a good point, though. We shouldn't say everything. So, but we will be giving away stuff. So if you are a patron, automatically we're probably going to be, we haven't really discussed how we're going to do that. We're gonna be doing
Make it up as we go.
some sort of giveaway there. But then
how
if you're
else are we going to give it away?
well on live,
Patrons?
I was thinking people that are on live that comment while we're doing it, we'll draw a number, and whatever number comment it is, we'll see how many comments there are for a particular thing. We'll give away stuff. We'll figure it out.
Cool.
But if you're live with us on Friday,
join us.
Yeah, Friday. We'll say that will be 9, right? The store rollout, right? We want that in the evening-ish.
Yes.
Does that work for you? We're just kind of on-air production. If it changes, make sure you check out if you're on Discord or YouTube. Will also throw. Is it funny? We aren't doing. Hey, check us out on Twitter to find out our announcements. Find out the announcements on the community tab on YouTube if we change stuff. So that's just that's where X is at this point. So yeah, merch, all that fun stuff. Friday, the double whammy potentially on Friday. I think that's it for our big announcements, right? I'm looking.
I think so. Tags.
Let's do it because we got to get to this.
Yeah.
All right. You can become a patron, like our brand new patron. Hang on, let me get that up. Mr. Sean S. Dizzle 7.
Welcome to a meat forest.
That sounds like a fairy tale of a meat forest.
Cool thing about Sean is he messaged me. Well, first off, he bought 2 things from me on eBay and then messaged me and it was like, hey, I've been listening to you guys for a year or 2 now. Decided to become a patron. And I didn't even see that the email came through until, was it yesterday or something? I was like, or today. I was like, hey, he actually sent us a message. He's like, I became a patron. And then I decided, why not buy stuff from you? I was like, well, fuck yeah. So he bought from me on eBay. Oh, good for me. And then became a patron. Yeah, thank you.
Good for you.
So you can become a patron. You don't have to buy from me on eBay. That's not part of the deal. But you can become a patron, support the show by donating $1 or more. That gets you into the Discord. $5 or more gets you proxies each month if you so choose. The higher you move on those tiers, you can get the foil ones like this little guy right here. Here's a little preview of what's coming this month. So March of Swirly Mist might be talking about that card today.
How about we make fun of him for that, chat? Fucking spoilers.
So you can, that is a financial way to support the show. It's a little behind. Give it 30 seconds. They'll catch up on so that is a financial way to support the show. You can also support the show by joining us on the live feeds. Like actually Sar Xzifit. I couldn't say it on the live thing before. Donated when we were playing the Commander games.
Can't even read.
He donated on the live feed of the Commander game with Discord.
He was just being nice.
Yeah, he didn't even want us to take a bean, but Lowry, there was a lull. We were talking about that Phyrexian portal.
Might as well.
So he was like, I'll take it. And it was a Carolina Reaper. So if for anything for that first video, past the Phyrexian portal, watch Lowry. Well, you can't see him, but you can hear him for about 15 minutes. And it was fantastic. But yeah, so that's another way to financially support the show. You can donate there. Or it's free for you, but we actually get fractions of pennies if you watch us live. So people that are on right now that are watching that's live, or even if you watch this later, that is helping us out more than you know. And if you are watching this, make sure you give this a like, because we have quite a few of you, and you guys do a good job giving the like. But remember, there is a serial thumbs downer out there. Might be 2 of them. It's probably one person with 3 accounts. That's what I'm thinking. So the thumbs up really helps out there. But we also have tons of videos that go on each week. Like we said, we're going to have the rollout of the store. We're going to have the secret lair. But we also have curated MTG. And what was your curated MTG this week, Lowry?
This weekend was K9 Mark 1 from the Doctor Who sets. Sweet little ditty. 1 blue, 1/1. Legendary artifact creature. It is a hound dog.
Thanks, Scott.
And it gives all other legendary creatures you control ward 1, and then you can pay 1 and a blue, tap it to give a legendary creature can't be blocked type thing. So those kind of a lot for 1 blue. Yeah. I have it in Lara Croft because it's a legendary artifact. I have it in Alayla because it is an artifact that gives protection. And then I have it in Jedidojana and #Team Forest Walk deck, because that is all legendary creatures. So it is sweet in there.
Renshai, you are an asshole. He wants his pennies to go, fractions of pennies to go to Lowry. You bastard. Fun fact about K9.
That's not how this works, Renshai. I'm sorry.
Fun fact about K9 is that's what started the whole trigger of talking about the Ward episode. So if you go back a few months ago, that's the card that triggered the whole idea to let's just talk about Ward a little bit here. That's a really good card. I like that card.
That's cool.
Oh, I have built a blue deck. I was gonna say I haven't built a blue deck. Well, Hackball is blue, but I didn't put it in there.
And I don't think it's gonna fit in there. But that was not a spoiler for today, because today's segment only has one permanent card, because most of this is, well, I guess it's two, but it's basically based off of reactions. So you're trying to make it a surprise.
Surprise!
That's what it is. Is there anything else we got to do?
No. Well, no. Yeah, no. Community tab if you ever want to see anything like any of our voting, and if you ever want to get news. Since we really aren't using Twitter as much or X as much, we will post things there. But really, when we're like late or if there's something going on, we will post it on YouTube. So just a community tab, and that's it for YouTube. Like I mentioned, X, and then you can also direct message us by shooting us an email at commandersmiths@gmail.com. Okay, so I think we're going to start with the beer and pizza of this episode, right? We're going to get to the main segment of everything here. Oh, yeah. We made a new button for when we're doing a new segment, right?
Get the fuck out.
The part that I like is the laughing. I couldn't cut myself laughing out at the end. So it still makes me think that we're all laughing at it every time. But it's, yeah, anyways.
It's a serious button now.
Yes. All right. So what are we doing here, Lowry? We're talking about protection stuff, right?
Yes. And so like we've half-ass said the whole time, most of these, if not all of them, are surprise protection spells. They're mostly instant or instant speed. They're tricky. They're, it's leaving stuff open. And the reason why we're doing that is because obviously, like Greaves and Boots are really good because they're just protecting your creature. But nobody's going to waste a spell on that.
Right. They see that it's there. They're not going to go.
They see that it's there.
I'm going to I can't destroy that because Greaves is on it. This is
right. This is that we're going to go for it. And you're like, gotcha. So that's mainly what this list is kind of doing.
Yeah. All right.
And so we want to go. Are we starting with white? Are we going down the list that we got?
Do we start with the best color? Like that? Isn't that crazy? We say that.
The most options.
Yeah. So let's start with white.
Let's do it.
All right. So why don't you start us off with the most obvious one?
All right. Yeah, that's true. All of these probably have just an obviously really good one, but we're going to talk about Teferi's Protection. That's 2 and a white instant. Until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything, and all permanents you control phase out, and then you got to exile it, which is the only drawback to this card.
Yeah,
is that you can't loop it turn and turn and turn.
Yeah, it's the best card of the whole thing we're probably talking about. Besides when we get to a different color here. So with white, this is by far the best card to protect your stuff. Not only is it making your stuff phase out, but then it's also giving you protection. So some of these we're going to get to, they phase your stuff out. Well, then you're open for getting killed. So if that is the case, you're kind of screwed there. But so Teferi's Protection, we don't need to break that down much.
It's good.
It's really good. I would say, go ahead.
Should we preface that this is probably more our list rather than top list? There's just that little distinction, and there will be crossover. It's just maybe not numbers and whatnot.
Right. These are what we like to use. So really what this is more like, let's say you're in a monocolor deck and you're trying to think of what colors you need or what things you need to protect yourself. You always want to have protection stuff in your decks. And so these are some of your options without using artifacts. What about Circle of Protection? Well, like Lowry said, that isn't a surprise thing. You see the Circle of Protection out there. If by the way, if there are ones that we miss here or that you guys like more, please put it in the comments.
The chat.
Yeah, so we can see what you guys have there. So next, I think this is one of my favorites, but it's Akroma's Will, because the thing about Akroma's Will is that not only is it used as a protection, but this is a lot of times a game winner. You know, most of the time I'm using it as a game winner, but I'd say probably 30% of the time I use this as my protection as well. So what it is if you don't know what it is, it's 3 colorless and a white for an instant speed. Choose one. If you control your commander, you get to use both. But the first mode is creatures you control gain flying, vigilance, and double strike until end of turn. The other side of it is creatures you control gain lifelink, indestructible, and protection from all colors until end of turn. So even if you don't have your commander out, you're choosing the one that protects your stuff. You're getting indestructibility and protection from all, which is in a way like hexproof in a way, kind of. So this is just, I love this card.
I mean, it makes it unblockable.
Right. I love this card for that fact too.
It does so much.
Yeah.
It's aggressive. It's defensive. It's allowing your creatures to win in combat. It's allowing them to not die on so many different levels other than, it's an incredibly good card for a reason, and it just does so much, especially if your commander's in play.
And I have it in every white deck that I've made as of late. It doesn't have to be a creature heavy deck because of that protection stuff that's built in on it. Like that life gain, indestructible, really can swing things a lot. So yeah, and the double strike, like if you do have your commander out, you just go crazy with life. This is just a fantastic card. So all right, then we get into, we're just going down the list kind of, maybe?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go with, I need to see one. Yeah, Flawless Maneuver. And so we're gonna get a couple of these ones. But if your commander's in play, you get to cast it for free. And creatures you can control gain indestructible until end of turn. Free indestructibility for all of your creatures. That's basically what you are. And even 2 and a white is very fairly costed. Yeah. And so that's right on par with like commons and uncommons with what they got going on.
Yeah, there's other ones that do the same thing, but the free part is nice. Yeah,
so good. Yeah. And just being able to be tapped out and protect your stuff.
Yeah, perfect. All right, then the next one. This is a newer one that I just recently didn't even know that this one existed, but because it was in which commander deck? Phyrexia. That's why. So Clever Concealment. The nice thing about this is it has the convoke part, but it's 2 and 2 white, instant convoke, so you can tap your creatures to bring that mana cost down. And then it says any number of target non-land permanents. That part is fantastic with this, because it's not only protecting your creatures, you can protect your permanents that aren't land, obviously. But any number of target non-land permanents you control phase out. So you're kind of doing a picky and choosy Teferi's protection, where you can choose what things you want to pop off. Maybe they're targeting one thing of yours or a couple things. You phase them out, but you get to leave back some of your blockers, so you're not just getting bent over. So you know what I mean. So not much more on that one. I just the convoke is really nice.
And yeah, that possibility of also being free from mana, it allows you to still progress your board. And if you played out a bunch of tokens, you can just tap them.
Yep.
And they're all still alive. And that's the great thing about phasing as well, is that you get to keep around your tokens.
Yeah.
And I
was gonna say the other thing is like whatever they're targeting, it doesn't matter about that being untapped or tapped. You can tap that as part of your mana. If you're worried about tapping your stuff down, well, you phase the things out that you're tapping anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, people are bringing in the wards. Damn it.
Yeah, the wards don't.
Damn you, Ted! Get out of here.
When was the last time you played with the wards?
When I didn't have card condoms, when I was probably like 12 or 13.
Right.
Like
when we didn't even know the word condoms.
Yeah, right. Exactly. We always did the joke of cut my deck. Like that was our thing then. All right.
Next one we want to talk about is Galadriel's Dismissal. And so this is 1 white instant. You get to phase out any one creature, or you can kick it for 2 and a white, and then you're giving target players, all of their creatures phasing. So it could be yours.
Yep.
And it could be an opponent's.
Yeah.
Now that's that great thing is being able to protect your own creatures. They don't come back until your upkeep, right? But those dual uses of what's going on is you save yourself from a wrath, or you can block and phase your stuff out without them dying, or you can just phase out your opponent's creatures and then all out attack through
Swing
them.
in for the
Like
win.
all
Yeah.
of those different uses make this card really, really good.
And the one drop of if they're only targeting one thing,
yep,
you can just pop the one and just phase your one thing out. You know, that's protecting the if somebody's using a path or something like that. So there's so many different uses for this card. And by the way, this card did jump. I think. I mean, it's limited. Yeah, it's limited in that it was in the scene boxes from the Lord of the Rings. And then you can get them in the collector boosters, but this is almost a $20 card at this point. So yeah, it's a great card. If you don't have it, try to get it for your arsenal. But there's a lot in white. If you're looking at white, well, this is probably the easiest color to gain your protection, like because there's so much there. So God, they're doing the ruins is newer, I guess that helps. All right, so
they were in Urza's Saga.
Yeah. So okay.
I guess they're newer than
yeah.
alpha cards.
Oh, I guess
but...
I was thinking the ruins that were artifact ones, but those aren't the same ones. You know what I'm talking about? That were in Kaldheim, that are like equipment kind of things. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so, but
maybe. All right. Which one should I hit next? The last two. So we got
either one. Just go.
I'll do Everybody Lives. All right. So.
All right.
Everybody Lives is from the Doctor Who. So this is, if you don't know what it is, it's probably because you didn't get the Doctor Who stuff, but it's one colorless, one white instant. This one we liked when that set came out. I think we talked about it on the cast here. But all creatures gain hexproof. So everybody's, your other opponents and everything as well. They gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Players can't gain hexproof until end of turn. Players can't lose life this turn. Players can't lose the game or win the game this turn. So basically it's like that Crater Hoof Behemoth players all out attacking, killing everybody, and you're like, hey, everybody, I just saved you, and let's kill this player afterwards. So it for 2 mana, you save the table. This is more of a group hug type one, I guess, because you are saving everybody. You can politic that, maybe. Maybe you're like, well, I won't die here, but if I play a card that saves you guys, can you guys help me kill that person? So you could probably do that, or just save your ass is the other thing. So
it's just doing a whole ton of nothing.
Yeah.
It's like life can't change. I mean, it's Furious Protection, but kind of for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your stuff is still around. It's still going to be affected the next turn. But right now, creatures live. People live. Nothing's going to happen. And so it is a great, probably the best fog.
Yeah,
if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because for 2, I'd definitely take that over Fog. So yeah, this is a good one if you don't have it from Doctor Who. Again, this one's it's over 20, card. 15, 22, 25. So yeah, you're not getting the surge foils, but yeah, it's pushing $20 card here. So this is one you want to get, especially since this is a limited set release. I'm guessing they might bring this one back though into other sets because this seems like a signature Commander card, doesn't it? I mean,
it could be.
It feels like that.
Could be.
All right, and then the last one for white.
Yes. So we've talked about phasing. We've talked about indestructible and a bit of hexproof. But right now we're going to talk about blink as well. So Eerie Interlude at 2 and a white instant. Exile all any number of target creatures you control. Return those cards to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. And so this also allows you to target what you are exiling and not. It also, the bummer part is it does not help your tokens. But it allows you to blink creatures, and those ETB effects are really, really nice because you're just going to randomly be having ETBs in your deck anyway. It it survives wraths. It gets rid of if somebody's trying to spot remove, you're like, well, I'll get extra value with these other creatures, but still have these others back to block if needed. It's very versatile. I have this in at least two decks, I believe, but definitely Feather because I'm targeting creatures and I can just get it back and always do it. I just really, really love this card for those effects.
Yep. There's quite a few of similar effects or other cards that do this as well. But this is probably one of the better ones because it's a 3-drop. The fact that you get to target which ones you want instead of like, there's another one that's Ghostway that I used to use when there wasn't that many options, but now we have more. That one doesn't allow you to choose. It just all your creatures get exiled and then they all come back. So this one, the fact that you can pick and choose which ones you want to go. Like you mentioned, sucks if you have Ghostway and you have tokens and you only wanted a couple things to pop away. That one kind of sucks that way. So this is a really good card. So, okay. So that is our white. If you guys have some other suggestions besides the Circle of Protections and the wards and the runes, make sure
Nobody
you guys...
said Grand Crescendo, sadly. That's one of my favorites that didn't make the list.
That is a good one. But that one is the Indestructible, right? Yeah.
Indestructible and tokens and
make
stuff
tokens
like
in
that.
it. Yep. So there's quite a few. We did have a lot on the list, but we'd like to see if there were other ones that you guys like to use. So make sure you guys put that in the comments. So now we're going to move on to, I guess let's just go down the list, I guess. So we'll hit green next.
Let's do it.
I guess you did Eerie. So I'll do the first one, the most obvious one for green, which will be Heroic Intervention. Everybody should kind of know what this one is, but it's 1 white, or 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 white. We're cheating. Instant permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. It's the best for green.
It's permanents, it's creatures. And if they're targeting your stuff, the hexproof work. If it's indestructible and it's wrathing or they're trying to destroy your stuff, it works. It's
only thing it can't deal with is mass exile. So farewell still hits this or hits your stuff, but I think this is the next step down. So you have Teferi's Protection is probably the best out there. This is number 2 for protection spells. Every green deck it's in there. If you're playing green, you play it. It doesn't matter if you're a creature heavy because it's covering your permanent. So you just you play this in every green. And for 2, it's simple. All right. A newer one, Lau.
Right. This one I really like. It's called Silk Guard. It's green and an X instant. And then the X is you get to put 1/1 counters on each of up to X target creatures you control. And then the good effect is that we're talking about is Aura's equipment and modified creatures you control gain hexproof until end of turn. And so the counters make it modified along with Aura's equipment. And so just that if you're playing Auras or equipment or counters, there's generally going to be that kind of stuff in your deck naturally. But also that it supplies those +1/+1 counters to anything that you want as well. Hexproof is really nice. You're pumping up your team. It is instant speed. It's doing a lot right there.
Yep. And it's a proxy for this coming month here. Oh, there we go.
Ooh. Plug.
Yep. But yeah, I like this one a lot. It, like you mentioned, there's other ones that we had kind of thrown around ideas with. What is it? The one that you draw a card for each 1/1 counter creature.
Oh, Inspiring Call.
That one's really good if you're playing a counter deck, but if you're not, it doesn't help you there. This one hits a couple different things because you have the auras, the equipment, but then it can add those counters, like you said, so you can give certain things protection. This is going to be used a lot. And if you're already playing, all your stuff already has 1/1 counters, this is a 1-drop protection for your stuff. So this, I really love Silk Guard. All right. Next one. Tameo's Safekeeping. All right, let me get there. Come on. Tameo's Safekeeping. This is a 1-drop instant. Target permanent. That's the part I like about this one, as it's not just a creature, but it's target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, and then has a little bonus of gaining 2 life.
just throw it in there.
There you go. I mean, the other stuff is fine that's in there. Well, let's just give you 2 life. Whatever.
At 2 life.
It works.
Save ya.
I love this.
Think about how much better this is than Healing Solve. From I know the guys in the chat know what I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
But 1 white, instant speed, gain 3 life, or prevent 3 damage, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is permanent, indestructible, and hexproof, and you gain 2 life. Half that? Come on.
Yeah. This is just, it's green. It's green's Healing Solve. This is what.
Right.
I used to think when we were kids, of course, because it's my reading and stuff like that, I always thought it was healing slave. I don't know why.
Oh, jeez.
Like, no, that's just, in my head. I never read it out loud like that.
God.
It just
You're
was
like, that's not right.
Yeah,
that's not right.
Kid can't even
No way.
read. Here, I'll hit it.
Kid can't even read.
Yeah, I like this
Next card.
Yeah, next card.
Moving on. It's gonna be Tyvar's Stand, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Tyvar's Stand. Sweet card. X and a green instant. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, and then also hexproof and indestructible. Goes great on any commander that has like trample. That's just you're trying to get into the red zone, and then you can be like, well, not going to die in combat, and also bigger than what you got going on. And also just paying that green again, really
all
cheap.
you need.
Saving likely your commander in our game situations, and then just being able to make it bigger and potentially be able to block and kill something as well is nice. So.
Yep. So this is that's kind of the bonus. With the other one was a permanent. This one is you can potentially get your creature huge, like you said, swing in for the kill there, or you're just tapping one to protect it. So that's really good there. What else do we have for green? We got one.
Did we know? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, we could do that one.
Yep. All right. So the last one, we're getting another Lord of the Rings one. This one is up there in price because it's also a part of the the scene boxes.
Holiday gift.
Yeah. So we got Legolas's quick reflexes, and at this moment, it is over $20. This is a 1-drop green instant. It has split second. So as long as the spell is on, can't be countered. As long as it's on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mono abilities. But what it does is untap target creature until end of turn. It gains hexproof reach, and whenever this creature becomes tapped, it deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature. So I don't think you're going to use that very often unless, like we had talked about, you said, you and I were talking, you say if you have a tap creature. If you're able to tap it and do damage with that.
And so like something that 2 decks that I easily can be putting this in was like Zimone and Dina. I can be able to untap it and tap it and deal damage to creatures and giving it that hexproof. And then I also have Xavier Saul with the Planeswalker stuff. And so being able to populate or the other thing words. Doesn't matter.
Proliferate? Is that what you're trying to get with? There you go. The P words.
I knew it. It's always going to get me. But just being able to protect your commander that taps in green and be able to do it once or twice or 3 times, it's a nice little ditty in my opinion.
I might have to pop this into Urtet now at this point.
Huh?
Because then I can use Urtet's ability, putting 3/1/1 counters on it, tap it, if I have enough mana, obviously. Right. It untaps, do it again, and then before combat, Urtet already does that with all the mirror. I could do it 3 times if I have 15, 16 mana. Because I need that.
You're right. Yeah. And then you're dealing that damage and killing creatures as these happen too.
Yeah. That might have to go in there. It has protection there. So yeah, this one's a pretty sweet one there. There's a couple things with green. We had some other stuff, but we want to hear what your guys' what we missed. What other green protection spells do you use? Not like just hey, these are ideas. Ones that you actually use in decks to protect your stuff. So if you can leave that in the comments, that would be fantastic. But we're now going to move on to red. I'm
surprised nobody said Gaia's Embrace.
Which one?
The aura that gives +3/+3 trample, and then you can pay a green to regenerate. Well, I guess it's not instant speed, but still, I feel like the chat should have said that.
You failed, chat. There was a green one that.
How dare you?
Where's my
going into red?
Yeah, I was just trying to see if there was that other. There was a green one that I had in there that was kind of similar. No, that was something else. Never mind. All right, let's get into red. This one was more of our. This one's very. What? What did we miss? What did we miss, Larry?
Green, Wrap and Vigor.
What?
No, I don't agree with Autumn's Veil. Wrap and Vigor. I sent you that one like 2-3 times.
Which one?
It regenerates all creatures.
Oh, but regeneration is tough.
Protection.
I mean, kind of, in a way.
Whatever.
Yeah, Autumn's Veil. I know Renshai loves using Autumn's Veil, but the problem is it's very color specific, and that gets a little tough. So you'll see when we get to red here. We don't go with the color. We kind of want to hit on everything. So
we're in red. Guess who doesn't make it? Red Elemental Blast, Pyroblast. Neither of them good enough.
Yeah. All right.
probably
You get to
pretty
read this one, Larry. Our
All right,
our
we're gonna
best
talk
red
about
one.
The obvious one here, Deflecting SWAT. It's free if you have your commander in play, but you may choose new targets for target spell or ability. The ability part is relevant more than you'd think, but being able to just change the direction of a simple, Swords to Plowshare, Path to Exile, destroy target creature, or Fireball to the face, like, oh, redirect that for free. The card is really good.
Yeah,
it's
the fact that the potential of being free, and also what I like is it's not just one single target. If something has multiple targets, there's a lot of the ones where it's able to like pick an artifact, pick a creature, pick a land, and a planeswalker, and exile those. Once you cast this, you can change all those targets around. So it's not just one target for that. So this is a great card. I put this in every red deck because it's just, you have to play with it. It's great. Free commander playing stuff. Awesome.
Right.
And I played a lot of mono red. Well, two mono red decks. So I have to have it. I have to have this. What did Renshai say?
He wants his fractions of pennies to go to you now. I have offended him somehow.
That's funny. All right. Next on the list, and Lowry, you're gonna like this, and Renshai is gonna like this.
No, I'm not gonna like this.
It's Tibalt's Trickery. So it's a counter spell for red. This just happened to me last night. I got countered last night with Tibalt's Trickery, but it's 1 colorless and a red instant. Counter target spell, then choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. Its controller mills that many cards. Then exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with a different name than the spell that was cast. They may cast that spell without paying its mana cost. Then put the exiled cards on the bottom of a random order, or bottom of their library in a random
It's doing
order.
a lot.
Yeah.
Basically to counter a
It's
spell.
countering a spell and then Chaos Warp in a way off the top of your library.
Yeah.
So it's Red's way of dealing with the threats and protecting your stuff. So
Right.
it's pretty self-explanatory.
It's quite good. I definitely think this is up there. This is something that I use regrettably.
I need to use it more. I'll just say
Yeah.
that.
How about that? It's always down in my last like 80 cards. And I'm like, I'm gonna cut a counter spell. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, are you saying you have 80 cards to cut and that's when it gets cut? Like it's way back there? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying, is that what you're saying?
No, like, and it makes the final 80 without land in it.
Okay.
Because normally I have like
60,
62 to 64.
okay.
That's how I look at it.
So it's in the last,
it's
in the last like 25 card cuts.
right.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably around there too. Yeah, it's not in a deck yet, but I really haven't built a mono red deck. Well, I guess Magda was that. But I used
That's a few years ago now.
Well, it's in the same damn set as Magda, so that's the thing. It's not.
No excuses. Renshai should send his fractions of pennies back to me.
No, because he gets.
Because I haven't offended him as greatly as you.
He's countered you with this card multiple
I know.
times.
That's it. I also want reparations. So.
All right, let's move on to the next one. You're gonna kind of see a similar theme in these in a way. So this is
this one it's gonna be Bolt Bend.
Did I? That's what we're doing.
Red.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's. Oh, I
Good
guess.
thing I spelled it wrong. My bad.
Ugh.
There we go.
Bolt Bend, 3 and a red instant. It costs 3 less if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. This goes in every deck that I have a commander with 4 or greater in red. It just makes sense, right?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
that's kind of what you're trying to do. And then you get to change the target spell or ability with a single target. So it is basically a 1 mana deflecting SWAT. You just have a little bit to work with because you don't want to be paying the 4.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think. But redirecting a spell for 1 red is very doable. And that, it's Calamax. It's
the nice thing is its ability as
funny.
well. Like it's not only its spell or ability. So I like that a lot. Yeah. Do you have this in a few decks? Because I have not played
Yes.
both Ben.
Two to three of them. I was trying to think. There's Rowan, Calamax. I had it in Zangief, but I took that deck apart. And I probably had it in Oscar, but I took that apart as well recently. So
Okay.
it goes in decks. It's something that I like better than Tibalt's Trickery.
What?
It's better, right, Renshai?
All right, the next one for red is Chef's Kiss. This is from MH2. This is for 2 red and a colorless. Instant, gain control of target spell that targets only a single permanent or player. So you can have multiple things happening there, which is kind of nice. If you're just doing X damage to a player, it's kind of nice. You can take over that. But copy it, then reselect targets at random. So that's the part that kind of sucks. But the best part is, for that spell and copy the spell. So there's going to be 2 of them. And then the new targets can't be you or a permanent you control. So you can't pick out and be like, well, you're destroying my commander, and now I'm going to redirect and kill yours and kill something else. But you get to hit something that's not yours. You're hitting somebody or something that's not you, that's a legal target, and you're getting a second spell from it. So this seems like a really good redirection spell, and you're getting a bonus off of it. You're hitting 2 things with whatever's being cast. So Swords to Plowshare, you're going to hit 2 things with it. I haven't used this, obviously.
It's right in that range. I think when it came out, we really were into it until we like started random. Has to be, like, I'm okay with it, but here's one thing I wanted to say at the end. Like, I want my protection spells to be as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
If they're like spells, and this is on that outreach of like 3 is the most I'd want to be paying. So this ends up getting cut if it's even on the list.
Yeah, I mean, if you have another color mixed in there, I think that's what ends up happening with me with red.
Right.
Is I have another color that I'm like, well, this one has better protection stuff, and I'm going to use this instead. So I have not used this yet, but I can see this one being a very good.
Right. If it's a red-white deck, like Tibalt's and Deflecting Swat make it, and then every other thing is like white.
Honestly, I think with my red-white, with Duke, only Deflecting Swat made it, and then everything else is white.
Yeah.
Like
I can believe that too.
White has a lot of good stuff. All right,
Tibalt's Trickery just isn't that good, right, Renshai?
He's already mad at you right now. Is it me on the last one? Yeah, it is me.
No, I think you just did Chef's Kiss.
Okay.
We're gonna do Will's Reversal. This is 2 on a red instant. Choose target spell or ability with 1 or more targets. Roll a d20 and add the greatest power among creatures you control. So 1 through 14, you may choose new targets for that spell or ability, and then 15 plus, you may choose new targets for that spell or ability. Then copy it. You may choose new targets for that copy. I think I like this better than Chef's Kiss, in my opinion.
I think so
but
too.
Also, I don't like rolling dice, so fuck this card again.
I was gonna give you the little rolling dice thing there while you're doing it.
Masturbation.
Yeah, it's your favorite is rolling dice. So yeah. No, I agree. I think this is better than Chef's Kiss. The possibility of not only that, just being able to choose your target for 1. I'd rather be able to choose 1 target than get 2 things and random targets.
Right.
This
right.
And it's rolling a d20 plus the greatest power among creatures you control. So if you have a mighty big creature, there's a good chance you're going to be 15 plus on that. So, and even if you don't, you could potentially roll over 15, even if you have 0 creatures out. So but that's not the point of this. We're protecting our creatures. So let's pretend we have something there. So, all right. So that was red. If you guys have some red ones that we missed that you like to use, don't put the red elemental blasts and stuff. We know there's blue players and you want to counter that stuff, and it's easy.
That's just a spiteful blue player.
Yeah. Let's if we miss some other ones that you guys like to use that you actually use, please drop that in the comment section below. Now we move on to black. And I guess you just did that one, so I will start with this one. So the first one's going to be Imps Mischief.
Mischief.
Oh, come on, Imps. Did I spell Imps wrong?
And so I could do it. It'll be 1 in a black
Oh,
instant,
S. What am I doing there?
and then you can redirect target spell
There we go.
with a single target. You lose life equal to that spell's mana value.
Yeah. So it's the same thing we were just talking about with red, but with this it's change target spell, the single target. You're just losing life. That's what black does. It's like, hey, we'll do some things that the other colors do, but you gotta lose life for that. So that's what they're doing here.
Yeah, and a bit of a difference here between red and black is that this cannot do abilities, and so this is just the target of a spell with a single target. And so it's fairly narrowing, but the reprint in Commander Masters really dropped its price. It was over $10 before that, because black is desperate.
Yeah.
It is desperate for protection, and this is basically the best card.
Yeah. You're going to see some
protecting.
interesting ones here. All right. So that is probably our best. Yeah. Like you said, the best one out of the bunch. Let's get some other ones for red or for black. Malakir Rebirth is the next one. The nice thing about this one is it can also be a land. So at the very, if you don't need it for protection later, but you're really screwed for land, you can play the land side. You get a swamp. Otherwise, it's 1 drop. Choose a target creature. You lose 2 life until end of turn that creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Love the. Oh, I'm frozen again. Now I look drunk right there. Oh, I'm just really delayed. Oh, what is going on with my video? Yours is fine, even though the feed's coming through my computer from you. You're all fine. I'm just,
I don't know how technology works. So.
All right. So, anyways, I love having the options of the backside of stuff. I wish we had more of that with the lands, the double face cards, having a land on the backside, because mana screwed. For example, last night, one of the players we were playing with got mana screwed and just scooped because he didn't get any land. So I like this. It's a protection spell, and at the very least, if you're screwed for mana, you have mana there. So it's black's way of protecting. Let it go to the graveyard and then come back, and then you lose 2 life.
It's like a
That's not
reverse
big deal.
blink.
Yeah.
Like maybe some death triggers going on, maybe some ETB triggers going on. But the main point is you're probably getting your creature back.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. I like it. And then just that ability to, just in case, have a land if you need it is really good.
Yep. All right. Next one, you're going to be doing this one, right?
All right. That one is going to be, which one are you doing? Orcish Medicine, 1 in a black instant. Target creature gains your choice of lifelink or indestructible until end of turn, and then you get to amass Orcs 1. We are clearly, as a protection spot, saying indestructible, but being able to get another creature on top of that to either be able to chump block, or that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Like, save a creature, get a creature, 2 mana instant. Not a bad deal.
And then the life link, if you're adding in, if your creature's dying to combat damage, hey, we're going to give that indestructible and gain some life off. There's a lot of things happening with this card. So I dig this as a new, and it's a common. Yep, common from the Lord of the Rings set. So I like
We
this
needed
card.
to get another Lord of the Rings card in this list as well. So
I'm trying to see, do we have another one? I think that's it for,
is that it?
I think it is for it. All right.
That's too bad.
Okay. And then I'm going to let you do the one that you came up with, or not you came up with.
Yay.
You invented the card, Lowry.
I did. I love this card. I played.
No, I'm going to do this one. No,
you
you
do
did
it.
the last
All right.
one.
You're
So,
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
All right. So the second to last card for black is Fungal Fortitude. So we're going to be doing, that last one was an instant speed type thing. This one is instant speed because it's an aura at instant speed at 1 colorless, 1 black, but you enchant the creature. The enchanted creature gets 2+0, but it has, when the creature dies, return it to the battlefield, tapped and under its owner's control. I guess that was 2 cards ago. We talked about Malakir's Rebirth. So this is similar to that, except it's an aura at flash. So it's like at instant speed. Pretty self-explanatory. There isn't much more. We mentioned about it with Malakir Rebirth. So I don't think there's much more to add to this. It's just another, and it's off of the new Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So this is a really new card. There are some other black auras that do a similar thing.
Yeah, and instants, just being able to bring stuff back when they die.
Yep.
And I do maybe this is part of the conversation too, is because generally I personally put my when I'm bringing stuff from the graveyard into play or into my hand, I do consider that protection when I'm building my deck. We didn't necessarily do that because the idea is to make sure that your creature's on the board. Like you're not trying, like it's a saving thing, and that's kind of, it's not, it's murky. So I didn't bring it up.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Oh, so you're saying that being able to bring stuff from your graveyard, you kind of think is a protection in a way?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like animating dead, a creature that just died, you get to bring it back. That's still there, but it's like, again, it's murky.
Yeah.
I consider it. Not everybody has to.
I can see that.
On.
I can see that. All right. And
Okay.
then the last one, this one's a pretty sweet one. I like this. You actually use this one, right?
Right. I this one is Gift of Doom. It's 4 and a black aura.
Jeez. I thought you said you only do 3. I'm just kidding.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
All right. Enchanted creature has Death Touch and Indestructible, and then it has Morph. So you can pay 3, put it face down, then you sack a creature, and
There
then
it
it
is.
can flip back up and protect one of your creatures. And so generally I'm like, hey, does my commander want Death Touch and or Indestructible? Indestructible is generally yes for my commander. And so being able to lay it down and have it be that surprise of like sacrifice a creature, protect my commander, and also it's a damn good blocker. Because if it's something that you want to be aggressive with, like I had it in Kelsien, I was aggressive with it. I could tap, the Death Touch killed whatever creature I was pinging. If they blocked, it would kill that. It was going to survive any type of combat. If you have a black commander that's sitting back and not doing much, like you're looking for, like Teysa Karlov, if you don't want to attack with it, but it can sit back and block all day now. And so I think it's really versatile in how you use it, and just that surprise factor, because there isn't a lot of morph. And so when you're morphing in a black deck, well, what are you doing here?
Right.
Like nobody even knows what it is. So I think it's a really cool card to be using.
Yeah, there's a lot of tricks that you can do with that. I mean, think of that. If you have 3 creatures, you can block with this morph creature, and before the damage is dealt, you block with the other one. And then you sacrifice the one, put it on the other creature. It has Death Touch, so now you're killing the main guy that you want dead. And yeah, there's a lot of tricky stuff. I like this. I've never used it, but I just didn't really. I know about it. I have multiple copies of this. I just haven't thought to use it in that way. So I like this card a lot. It was a good ad, Larry. Good job.
Also, one of my curateds from about 3 years ago.
Oh, is it really? Nice.
Yeah.
You can see I've watched those. No, I did.
Not word.
All right, so
No,
that is our black protection stuff. So if there's anything that you guys use that we missed, please leave that in the comments as well. I'd like to see all these. If there's stuff that we're missing here, because the idea of this is to help everybody out with like kind of a list. Like if you're just like, crap, I'm in blue or I'm in black. What spells should I use to protect my commander? I'm only in mono black. These are a good jump start to help that without using artifacts. Artifacts you can always go to. There's options there, but then if you're just specifically trying to use colors, this helps out a bit. All right, so now we move on to our last color, and that is blue.
We're going to talk about 5 counterspells.
So yeah,
there are a lot of counterspells. Let's lump all the good ones into one.
All right. So it's
We're gonna
fierce.
talk about this one.
Fierce guardianship. I think I would say, I mean, it's one of like we don't use counterspells, but if I did, this would be one that I would use because it's also falls in that freebie zone like our other ones that we talked about with the other colors. But it's 2 colors and a blue instant. If you control your commander, you can play it without paying any mana cost. But it's counter target non-creature spell. So I like that part of it. Instead of it just saying counter target spell, it's countering something that's targeting your stuff. Your creature most likely is not coming into play and killing your stuff. They're not spot removal by playing a creature. And game winners are not normally a creature unless it's Crater of Behemoth. So countering target non-creature spell kind of saves. The idea is saves your creature, but it can do some other things too. So I think this is the best with the counter spells. If you're playing mono blue and you play counter spells, just play all the counter spells for your protection. I mean,
Just do it.
That's pretty much
Just do it. And your removal.
Right. Yep. That's your removal.
And your win con.
It's
your commander.
And to annoy the piss out of everybody. 5.
Right.
I got countered 5 times last night in one game. One game. All right. So
I want to talk about my artifact, baby. Here.
yeah.
And then
Okay.
you can do.
Yep. All right. So
back to
besides
yours.
the counter spells,
Right.
let's move on to signature Lowry card. If we were to pick one card that is Lowry from back in the day, which is Tuesday.
No, this is today. I played in every blue deck that I possibly can. It is called Spell Skite.
All right, I was making sure. I was like, what card? Oh, wait, spell. Oh, I put spell kite. Missed the S.
So 2 colorless. It is an 0/4. It is blue identities because it is a blue Phyrexian mana. Change target of target spell or ability to Spell Skite. The card is so GD good. People forget how good it is. That's why it makes the list of surprise. It's really good. It hits auras. It stops those combat tricks, which isn't super common, but the removal, you can bring it back over to Spellskite. It's an early game blocker. Being able to just have that down, it's super easy to cast. It's a very, very good package. I love the card, and it's one of my favorite protection spells.
Yeah, and the fact that you can be all tapped out and you just paying Phyrexian, which is the 2 life, and do it as many times as you want. If you're switching, if there's multiple things happening, people are casting multiple things that are targeting, you can target 2 life, boop, that goes over here. 2 life goes over here. Even positives, that's the part that's crazy about it, is we're talking about negatives. Like, people are trying to kill your stuff. And that would kill Spellskite in this scenario. But positives, if somebody's doing, I'm going to give my creature X plus X, like one we talked about in green. You change the target, now Spellskite gets that, and theirs doesn't. Like, there's so many things with Spellskite.
Yeah, stopping other people's protection.
Yeah, there you go. This is the anti-protector, but protector.
Right, it's such a goddamn good card.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yep.
So
Spellskite is an all-star there. All right. So one of my favorites, it's kind of funny we're doing is March of Swirling Mists. I've actually if you check out that game that we played on Thursday, I played that there. I played it last night for a win. I think it was for the win. No, it wasn't for the win. Last night was just to fuck around. So but what it is 1 blue and X. It's an instant. This one's from Kamigawa. So there's this one's I like this one a lot. I was gonna say I just came across the red one today. I didn't realize they had a series of those. You know what the red one does? It's a similar thing, but it's with card. You get to look at the top X cards, and then you can play 2 of those.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
Each color got one.
Got
of these.
one. Yeah, I totally didn't, because blue is the best one. But it has, as an addition to the cast this spell, you may exile any number of blue cards from your hand. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each card exiled this way. What it does is up to X target creatures phase out. So we're back to that phasing thing, but this is nice because you can use it as protection. You can really, and a lot of times I've done, is just the 1 blue and drop, exile 2 blue cards from your hand. Now you have 4 targets and you're protecting 4 of your things, or you use it like I did on Thursday, and you get rid of 2 blockers and then, swinging for the win, or all their blockers if you have enough mana or enough cards in your hand. This card is fantastic. It's not that expensive right now. The foils have been getting up there. I've been actually selling these for about $15. So this one's going up there in price as we get further and further away from Kamigawa. I could see this one getting reprinted again too at some point, but I just think I like this card a lot. I don't know. Do you like it? Do you like my card,
I like
Lowry?
it in certain situations. Like, I liked it in Hinata, where it was like just blue and then I can target all my stuff or everybody's stuff. I don't know, like, I never really consider like getting rid of the blue cards in my hand because I don't like getting rid of cards in my hand. Plug, beautiful foil. But I do like the idea of that multi-use. Like we really like Disorder in the Court, which is a very similar card, but without that.
It's the blue and white, isn't it?
Yeah, blue and white, and it didn't have the ability to discard cards for the extra mana part. And so I do like it. I don't know how much I think of it as a protection card, but it definitely is.
Yep.
I feel like I like it more like getting rid of people's creatures.
I'd actually say when I've used this, because I have built a lot of blue lately over the last year. There's a majority of them are blue. I think it's 50-50 of using it for the protection and for the wood. Like, yeah. The nice thing is it doesn't just have to be one player, so you can pick and choose targets. You know, you can phase out this players and that players. Like if you need to get multiple people out, if there's multiple threats and all that. So it's a good card. Which one do you want to hit next? We got
I'm
two more.
I'm gonna do Mizium Skin.
All right, Mizium.
Yeah, so this is essentially 1 in a blue instant because it has overload. And so if you overload it, all your creatures gain hexproof and +1 or +0/+1. And that's simple, clean, getting that hexproof. It's very simple. It's very clean. I like it. I already said that. I'm good to move on.
Oh, did you say the hexproof on it? You did say
Yes.
the hexproof. Okay, yep.
Yep.
So yeah, for three, you're getting all your stuff gets hexproof. No, is it 3? Oh,
What?
no, overload. Yeah, you're right. Just the 2. Yeah, you're not adding the 1 and the yeah. For 2. You're right.
Yeah, just 1 in a blue. Nice and cheap.
I don't know what my beer is talking to me at this point. But yeah, this is an old one. This is from Return to Ravnica. So this is one I haven't played. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Going
then
on to the last one we're going to talk about.
Narset's Reversal. Oops.
From War of the Spark.
This is for 2 blue. It is an instant. Copy target instant or sorcery spell, then return it to its owner's hand. You may choose new targets for the copy. So basically, somebody's playing Cyclonic Rift. You copy it. It gets kicked back to their hand, and then you cast Cyclonic Rift for yourself. This is just, it's great. I mean, you're protecting your stuff. It's not a counter spell. They still get it. And you get to use the spell as well. So I like that in that aspect. I don't like just straight up counter spell. I like this because they still get the spell back in their hand. So this is
like they can still potentially like I think I've done it where I do it to like a Path of Exile or Swords of Plowshare. And then I just get to be able to remove something, and then they just recast it right after that and still get me.
But like
if somebody's trying to
too.
Wrath, and you're like, well, Wrath. But Cyclonic Rift, I think, is a great example. It's not the best for a Wrath because if you're trying to stop a Wrath, you don't want to.
Yeah.
But I think it's really good for that pinpoint removal, and also just like ramp.
Yeah.
Like it's like a blue ramp card if you so wish. So.
Are you saying in the idea of if they're
just
playing
what
a path?
this card can do?
Okay, gotcha.
Like, and so like copying a Kodama's Reach.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
And then they still get it, but
they have to
it
pay
has
the
so
3
much
more.
flexibility as a protection card.
Yep.
It's better for pinpoint, but it's very flexible in what it can stop.
Yep, I dig that. That's a good way to look at it. So yeah, this is. We don't like counters as much, but again, counters we understand are the best removal, best protection. But this is right up there. This is a great one to have that isn't a counter spell. They still get their spell. They get a little butthurt that they have to wait a turn or maybe just have to pay that much more mana. But then you get the bonus from it. And like you said, there's other ways you can abuse this or use it to your advantage. So all right, so that is blue. Blue had a little bit less because it's counter spells. Like you have counter spells
we don't need to
up the wazoo, and most people play with counter spells. We don't, but if there's other things on the list besides counter spells that are for blue, please leave that in the comments section. That will help us out, see what you guys have, and I'd like to see what else is out there. It's hard to like do searches for stuff like this. Like this took a lot longer. There's a lot more preparation for this because I don't know. It's
a lot of cards.
Yeah.
We just went through 25
cards. All right. So that should do it for there. But we are not done with this episode.
I'm going to go pee. You just
Oh, you got to get
stop. You can press the button, do all your talking.
All right. We're going to get to Stump the Smith Savant. Let me get here. And let me get over here. Let's see how fast Lowry actually pees. Let's see. Here we go. And what? He lost it last time, so it's the it's time for everyone's favorite game show.
I know what it is. I just don't know the name.
Oh shit. You know what we forgot too was doing the polls. We'll do that after. We're going to do the staple versus polls afterwards. All right, if you guys don't know how this game works, I'm going to read the flavor text of a card, and Lowry's going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes, he'll hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no, he'll hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
You'll get up to 5 wrong guesses before he's considered stumped. He gets up to 3 clues. He can guess, if he gets everything about the card but can't get what the card name is, he'll get an additional clue. The card has to be in at least 10,000 EDH rec decks. Right now, the foil proxy of Roaming Throne is up for grabs, and our stumper this week is Arch Chaos 15. Every 3 weeks, we will add a card to the ante. So the first 3 weeks is the foil proxies of cards, and then we actually add real cards, typically between $10 and $20 if we get to the 4th week. And then if we get to the 7th week, then we add another card to the ante. So if you guys, we do need some more entries. We have quite a bit, but we need a little bit more. So if you guys want to enter, make sure you guys either send me a message on Discord. If you're not a part of the Discord, shoot us an email at commandersmiths@gmail.com. I have also eliminated the chat, so chat... Are the Eagles losing? Is that what's happening, Renshai? They were losing before we got on. That's you just wrote that. Eliminated the chat, so Lowry can't see the chat, but they can play along and see if they can stump or get the card before Lowry does. We have to give a shout out. Oh, almost forgot about that. Chris, he didn't get Lowry stumped, so he sent in. He had Mox Amber. So creative. Mm-hmm. He sent us a Mox Amber signature art card, which was fantastic. That's very smart on that.
Very cool.
Chris, we might send ours back so that you can sign it, but I don't know. Or maybe we will get it at SmithCon.
We'll be able to see them at SmithCon, which is going to happen in 2024.
Woo!
Basically, we'll sign the contract this week.
Oh yeah, so if you
get
are
it all set up,
patron, or is it? Yeah, it's patrons, right? Or I don't know.
Patrons.
Yeah,
patrons and their friends. And
yep. So if you want to join us at SmithCon, which happens in June, make sure you become a patron so you can join that. Chris also gave us the arcane signet that has the what is it? The gauntlet.
Etched foiling.
Foil.
Thanos glove.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate it. The wall of shame is right behind Lowry there, and mine is right there next to the boobies and on the dragon picture that I have up there. So you will make the wall now there, Chris. Thank you for sending that all in. Okay, enough talking, enough peeing. It's time to get to this. All right, you ready, Lowry? Here we go. Let me show you the flavor text. Looks want, or sorry, not looks. That's the spelling of that thing. Locks want to be opened, and treasure want to be free. Nyrex Slipfinger Master Thief. Locks want to be opened, and treasure want to be free. Nyrex Slipfinger Master Thief.
All right. I do not truly recognize where that name is from, but definitely feels like, it's a thieving thing. So it could be like a pirate, could be, that would definitely line up with treasure. So we're talking like, Ixalan, right? Is that what we're doing? Yeah. So probably nothing right that was just released in the last month. So we'd be looking at Ixalan at that point. Also feels like it could potentially be like an artifact that opens things and creates treasures. So that's where I'm at right now. I get, is this a permanent card?
Hello, boobies.
All right, first clue, please.
I went a little different with this because I don't want to give things away.
Great. Great.
So
that
you're getting
worked out last time.
this card is in 55,000 EDH rec decks.
That's a bit.
First printed in Core Set 2020. And most seen in our #1 vehicle deck of our tournament vehicles. Shorakai Genesis Engine. That's when you started your streak of winning the tournament of our tournament stuff, I think.
Can you repeat that one then, please?
This card is in 55,000 EDH rec decks. First printed in Core Set 2020. And most seen in Shorakai Genesis Engine decks.
Yeah, you did change that. That does not help me necessarily. All right, Core Set 2020. Okay, so if I was going to think of thieves, it feels like either a red or a blue card, maybe black, but I don't think it's green or white. That seems.
That is not right, Renshai.
Did they guess lightning bolts and jackal yet?
No, those didn't get.
Make sure. I wasn't sure what I missed.
Scott guessed cow, so that didn't.
Cow? We don't even have cows. Like goat? I'd go for a goat napper. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so this is probably too wide of a question, but is it black and or red and or blue color identity?
Wrong, 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 wrong.
You got things narrowed there.
I did.
Nope, it is not that, Scott.
That makes me feel like it's colorless then.
He wrote cows.
Artifact.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like Slipfinger is using it like an artifact to open
Locks
things.
want to be opened and treasure wants to be free. Nayrex Slipfinger Master Thief.
Is it colorless?
Hello, boobies.
Is it an
There you go.
artifact?
Hello, boobies.
Okay. I mean, it could be a land. All right. I think I have a feeling what it is, but I'll take a second clue.
The art features something you have to find in video games to move on to the next room.
All right. I don't play these video games, but I've watched plenty of people play these video games. I still doubt myself because I'm sitting here like, well, it could just be like stupid little things like a block, and then you finish the puzzle and you move on. I'm gonna go for a guess. Is this manifold key?
Yes,
Hello,
you got it! Boom! Nice job, dude. Oh, good job. And then Renshai got it right after you said it. MK was throwing the initials out. Yep. Good job.
Almost
How'd you figure it out? How'd you put this puzzle together?
Well, the clue is in the like just saying that locks want to be opened felt like a key.
Yeah.
You know, like that was right off the bat. But it could have been. I was thinking it was somebody trying to go and steal stuff. But it's good.
Yeah, that was good.
It was a good one. It's something that I really like as a card because like I like untapping artifacts, and Voltaic Key is another card that I really like as well. So
yeah, I was hoping you'd go that angle. Get what like the key. I didn't want to say key. Like if I said key,
Yeah,
it's giving it
yeah.
away. So I was like,
You
oh,
don't wanna
video
do that.
game. Get into the next room. So yeah, Yeah,
So-
Wrench, I think got it before. There's a 30-second delay.
No, that's some bullshit.
Mr. Arch Chaos 15. If you want, this is in that range. You can sign this card, 2 of them, and send it to us. If you want to do that, just make sure you contact us either by email or Discord, and we can give you the address to send it to.
The wall of
Yeah, you
shame.
make the wall of shame, but hey, it stays there forever. So yeah, look at that. And that's
really,
that's
I kind of-
you should have a lot more, but not
I
everybody
know, I
wants to
should
send
have
them in.
70 of them. But really, I put them into decks if
Oh,
they're
that is a
signed.
good point.
And then if I do use them. But yeah, there's only like 3 in decks currently. So we just got a lot of people that don't send us a card,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
But yeah, again, if you guys send that in, make sure you send it to our email, commandersmiths@gmail.com, or on Discord. Again, just message me, and we'll get you entered in. Oh, speaking of, I should just draw the next name.
Let's do it.
I almost forgot that. So this will be next week's Stumper. And again, reminder, Friday we will be at least doing the rollout of the store. So if you're on there, there's a chance that you could win some stuff. Also, if you're a Discord member, there is going to be some chances there as well. So, and then Secret Lair potentially. Whoa. That one's not part of it. I grabbed another one. Secret Lair drop this Friday potentially as well. Mine's delayed already at this point. So, but here is, who is our Stumper? Tragic Eraser is our Stumper for next week. So, yeah. Good luck. Good luck on that.
That sounds like somebody that enjoyed emo in the early 2000s.
I don't get that joke.
A tragic eraser.
Oh, because of the tragic part.
Yeah. Come on.
All right. That should do it for this week. We will catch you guys Friday, and we will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Sega. And thank you,
love
Scott,
boobs.
for
Some
joining
taco
Renshai,
tatas.
Esteban,
Love
and
boobs. Some
Ted,
bunkers for honkers.
and Ibukaki, and
Love
Robocop,
boobs. Thanks for the
and
memories.
Nate.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Love
Have a good night.
boobs.
Oh, mine's so delayed. My cheers isn't even happening yet. There it is.